Hey guys, welcome back to Dark Souls. We are going to carry on as per the usual with Aoife. And where did we get to? Oh yeah, we just had the ultimate sadness. No more Solaire. No more Jolly Knights of Katarina. No more Siegmeyer, bless him. We do have quite a few Lord Souls now. Let's pop a level up. You can see even with 60k souls we still can only level up once. That's how it's getting. We want to be bumping endurance a bit more. How much did we need? 33.5. Okay, or 33.6 I guess. Soul of a brave warrior, perhaps? I think we need more than that. And a proud knight. That should do us. Yep, okay, cool. Another in endurance. Do you know what we might do? We've got another Titanite slab. I don't know how many. So what we're gonna do, just as a bit of a nod to old Solaire, let's see if we can equip his Solaire's gear with and have the boulder sword and still have fast roll. Armor and Sun, Iron Bracelet, and Iron Leggings, I think. Yeah. Okay, with fat rolling, what can we get rid of? Bracelet. Still fat rolling. Leggings. Okay, we're back to fast roll. So we're not quite Solaire, but we're doing our bit. Let's see if we can level this. Oh, we need large shards. How many chunks have we got? 7 chunks. Okay, so we can break one chunk down. This is one cool thing that you can do with our good old friend Framt. He can break down Titanite shards or chunks or whatever into smaller denominations. So we break down one chunk and that should, I think it's at least 3 actually. Yeah, bang on 3, exactly what we need to make this plus 10, and then hopefully we can get this sword up to plus 15. Let's walk to the blacksmith. Undead Parish we go. So we have Soul of the Four Kings. We have the Soul of Seath. Who else is left? We have the Soul of the Bed of Chaos. So it's just one more. So once we've got that, that's the main bosses of the main game. But we've still got the DLC to do as well.
Show me that ember of yours.
Oh, we've got another ember.
I've never heard of a black ember. How about leaving that ember with me? I find it strangely fascinating.
Yeah, why not? Dark ember,
Yes,
cool.
this ember really is something special. I'm already under its spell. I
bet you are.
great potential, indeed.
And we're going to modify equipment, boulder side sword. I don't know if we will be able to plus 15 it, but we can certainly get it close. Oh, I need more souls. Okay.
I'll get you.
One of them should do.
It won't be.
Yeah, that was he's saying we need to find someone else for the fire ember. And that's the guy who's in the catacombs, which is perchance where we're going next, but to a different part of it. But anyway, reinforced weapon. Okay, so yeah, we got it to plus 13. That's good enough.
Don't get yourself killed.
Still a decent enough sword at that. Yeah. And we get to represent old Solaire. Bless his little cotton socks. So we're gonna go to Tomb of the Giants. Goodness. And oh, actually, we might represent Slayer slightly less because we're going to swap out this iron helmet for the item that Slayer was looking for, which is the Sunlight Maggot. And you'll notice this gives us, it's basically the cast light spell, but permanently. So it makes this area a heck of a lot nicer. What we're going to equip load-wise? Oh, we can maybe equip the... Can we equip the leggings? 24. Yeah, we can equip the leggings. How heavy is that helmet? Jeez. So, how heavy is the bracelet? 4.3. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, okay, cool. That's good though. Right. We might switch out back to the, oh, Patches is still here.
I did you wrong, but I didn't mean it. These temptations, they can overcome me. You know what I mean, don't you? Please, forgive me.
No.
I did you wrong.
I'm just thinking, do we have to be human? Let's do it anyway. I can't remember if you do there's an invasion event in here, but I can't remember if you need to be human or not. So let's just be on the safe side. We may as well, I don't know if we kindled this bonfire, but we may as well do it. So everyone who we've loved has turned on us or died so far. It's just an embodiment of the world that we're traversing. Everything's in a state of decay. Okay. So now we have to contend with these guys. They can really do you some damage. But we, if you, with a little bit of careful manoeuvring, you see a bonfire down there. I don't know if we can also see an unfriendly chap. Sometimes he runs around the corner at you. Yeah, I think he's coming. By the sounds of it. I hear footsteps. Here he is. Oh. Tried parrying that, but I shouldn't have tried parrying that attack really. It's a bit of a difficult one. We're gonna get hit here. Oh wait, no. Got away with it. Early. Just in general, the halberdier guys are a little bit difficult. He might end up falling off the side here though. Yep, cool. That's what we want. Is he gonna die or is he gonna... Yep, there we go. Okay, so Black Knight dealt with. That makes this area a little less annoying. One thing about these, pretty much most of the skeleton enemies is they might turn to look at you, but they don't aggro on you unless you get pretty close to them. Oh, I thought I blocked that. Must have been too slow. Or not have enough stamina. So the like kind of dog skeletons, you need to get pretty close to them for them to aggro. So that's in our favour. So we're gonna get this one to come at us. Now we've got this kind of safer area up here. Oh, we got two. That is bad news. Bad news. So we're just gonna try and separate them. It's a bad idea to try attacking them when they're in front of you, to be fair. Oh, that was close. That was near death right there. Okay, let's back up a bit before we get killed here. Okay. We're gonna be attacking the other one really. He's lower health. But he didn't jump off, did he? No. Okay, again, just gonna back up. Just take your time with these guys, because two of them, like I say, is just all the bad news. It seems one of them fell off there, which is good news for us, and there you go. Patience is your best friend. So we must, when we were getting one of them, we must have got too close to this other chap over here. Okay, so we can grab this item. In fact, we'll leave that item. It's a good marker for something else that we need to do. Okay, now we're just going to go down and to the right. And follow this here is where the Black Knight is if you don't run towards you when you're up top side. We get the effigy shield. I think there's some interesting lore on the effigy shield actually, if memory serves correctly. We've also got Slayer's shield there. Shield of Slayer of Astoria, Knight of Sunlight, decorated with a holy symbol, but Slayer illustrated it himself, and it has no divine powers of its own. As it turns out, Slayer's incredible prowess is a product of his own training and nothing more. I think that's very similar to what's on his armour, but the effigy shield. Frightful occult shield, defends against divine weapons and lightning. An ill-fated plot to destroy the very gods. The followers of the occult once attempted to steal the power of Gravelord Nito, the first of the dead, who we may be running into shortly. Okay. So the vast majority of skeletons here, like I say, you don't need to attack. So, like I say, I'm going to use this as a guide because I hate guessing. So let's equip a thingy stone, prism stone. See if we can. There you go. So that shows us that there's something there that we can land on. So let's just walk off here. Beautiful. I thought we were in the right place, but I wasn't 100% sure. We're gonna grab this item and then panic. And roll off the edge. Yeah, that's the way we do it. Another item down here. Chunk. That's lovely. And then we're just going to follow this path around to the left, and that'll bring us back up. Okay, this guy's noticed us, but we're just going to ignore him. And we're going to find this bonfire here, hopefully get there before he gets to us. Oh dear. Oh. Well, we tried. Okay. So the run back's not too bad though. We are very close to where we need to be. It's just a case of there's a couple of skeletons in the way. Do you know what? I might switch back to the old spy. It'll just make faster work of it, that's all. Which means we need to... Sorry, Solaire. I was all like, yeah, we're gonna, you know, pay homage to Solaire, and then I've gone back on my word already. Oh, maybe we can put his bracelets on. How about that? Excellent. Hit replenishment. Keep some heals. Yeah, so without this sunlight maggot equipped, it's very much exactly like it was before. We'd have to have the skull lantern. I believe. Can we just drop down here? I think. And then is it? Yeah, I think we're better off actually walking around rather than... Can't quite remember the way though. I think it's this way. Yeah. So like I say, if you're quiet enough here, you shouldn't aggro all these guys. There's the skeleton who's firing out arrows at you, but he can't see you down here, I don't think. Okay, so we got to the bonfire, and we've obviously lost his humanity, haven't we? So I must have already kindled that bonfire earlier because we seem to have 15 flasks. Reverse hollowing. So from here to get to the end of this kind of area, if we play his cards right, we shouldn't aggro any of these guys. So we hug this wall. Don't know why I've got my shield up here. And as long as we're not making noise as we're passing, like I said, they might turn around to face us. Alright, we're gonna aggro this guy, but we can just walk past him and drop off here. And again, we've got some dogs there. Yeah, I take that back. It's the dogs that we don't aggro. I think there might be another few items down here, but nothing intensely important for us anyway. Right, okay. So this is effectively the end of Area A of the Tomb of the Giants. And the start of Area B. So over there you can see the trees of Ash Lake as well, where the stone dragon was, and where we sadly sort of witnessed the end of Siegmeyer. And now we're getting a message saying Dark Paladin Leroy is invaded. But down here I'm just going to do a quick run because there is... There we go. And we don't want to be near the edge when we're fighting Leroy. If you remember Leroy, he helped us with the first boss in this area. And we do want him to invade because if you kill him here, you can get his armor set and his weapon after we defeat the boss of this area, which may take a few tries. Just depends on RNG really. So we got some of those guys popping out on the floor on us at this area. We can again avoid most of them. He's gonna go away, and then we've got some more skeletons here, who I don't think can get into here. But he may fire arrows at us continuously, so let's just deal with him. Flipping out, it's a heck of an arrow in a heck of a place. Ouch. So we're going to switch over to the bow here. I really should level this bow up because +6 is not doing much work for us. But what we can do here as well is move to the hawk ring, which will give us a little bit better. longer range for the arrows, and it's generally a better flight as well. And once we start being able to see in here, you'll notice, if you remember the first boss of this area, there's a few of those guys in here. So we're gonna take those guys out with arrows, because it just makes this area a whole lot simpler. Like I say, it'd be better if we had an upgraded bow, but hey. You can't have everything in this world. Especially not if it's antibacterial. I'm gonna try and get them at an angle so that you can hit them, but they can't hit you. So as soon as you hit them once, then they'll start attacking you. So you can test that theory quite quickly. Try there. There, perhaps. A little bit further up. Where's the next one? I might just go for it now, to be fair. Okay. So in this area, I think this is the only time in the game that this happens, but in this area, there's some enemies that just continuously respawn. So when you're in the water at the bottom here, a load of little skeletons will pop up, look. Mini skeletons. And they will just continue to respawn for as long as you're in the water. Oh. They can drop good stuff, those guys. Oh, there's an item down here as well. We seem to be fat rolling for some reason. There's one more item that we want to get here, and how do we get there? Oh yeah, so back down here. There's an area we can drop off, and at the end of this tunnel there's a white titanite slab, I think. Yeah, there you go. So that'll upgrade a divine weapon to +10, I believe. So you see these little mini skeletons. They might not look like much, but if you get surrounded by them, they can stun lock you, and yeah, it's no fun. You don't want to be dying to those skeletons. And through here then, it's boss time. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit replenishment before we go down, just to give us a bit of a hand, and let's go. So we've seen this guy before. Right, so we're going to run and roll a little bit when we first get down here. Because he has a magic attack. And you want to stay kind of in this first area. When he screams like that, that means that's going to happen. So there's going to be all these skeletons. That you kind of want to take them out as and when they get to you. And then Nita's just going to come towards us. So they're going to reanimate, but... Right, and then we'll let him do a swing, and his belly is where he hurts. And he's got an area of effect attack, which is about to pull off now, and then we're just going to run away from that. Because that's nasty, that does a lot of damage. And then go back to the starting area. He does kill the skeletons himself as well. So you can use that to your advantage. As you can see there. Oh, he's going to do his area of effect. This might not be far enough, so we'll get a shield out. So that helped us with some of the damage. See, we did no damage to him there with the... living dangerously here with all these skeletons. I'm stuck in a corner, so I need to get away. He's going to do his area of effect. Ow, I should have kept my shield up. Just heal up. He's going to do his... yeah. Back to the starting area. I'll explain why when I've got a minute. Oh, ow. Okay, need to heal. This is a bad place to be. Somehow we got away with it. No, skeletons, get away. Oh, we're gonna die. So the reason why you want to stay kind of in the starting area is because if you go around the back, then the giant skeletons spawn rather than the regular sized skeletons. So that's not what you want to happen. I think we got a little bit unlucky there, to be fair. Okay, but it's not the worst run back in the world. Might be a good idea to use magic barrier actually rather than replenishment. I'll give it a try this time. Okay, so, yeah, let's pop magic barrier. Oh, heal up, thank you. Oh, actually, we've got some pine resin if memory serves correctly. This is a bit of a waste of magic barrier, but hey, damage is more important. Get out of there. Okay, that's good. Mistimed. Ow, 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 ow. Here he goes again. I don't think we can get away. We're gonna die. Yeah. So you can see the RNG aspect of this. It's just basically if you get stunned by the skeletons, you can't really do anything. But it's just a matter of time, because he takes a lot of damage. Like, he doesn't have a massive amount of HP, so when it comes to time that you're able to get a few hits in, then he's a goner. It's just yeah, like I say, a matter of time. One thing, if you do struggle a lot with a boss like this, one thing that can help is using a less heavy weapon, because then you can generally just overall you've got more stamina to dodge roll with. Whereas we have pretty much 2 R2s and we're out of stamina. Okay. Trying to roll to avoid that, I just keep getting the timing wrong. Another thing as well is you can use your divine weapon to kill the skeletons outright. I mean, come on, let me heal, please. Here he goes again. Also, he's not very accurate. Oh dear. Run. Run. Oh. goes again. We have no stamina. Okay. I thought that would do damage. I was wrong. And again. This way, Neo. Oh my days. Enough with the sudden AoE attack. So that's the fourth and final large soul that we needed. Humanity, a bunch of HP, a bunch of souls, sorry. And over here we will see a corpse with the Paladin set. This is one of my favourite sets in the game. I don't know why, it's just a really cool set. It's not too heavy. And has great defense. So let's walk back to Firelink. It's always nice to return to Firelink after you've fought a boss or been to a particularly difficult area. I'll bob the camera back on. Okay, so I wonder if that's the event that brings Patches back, and let's get this sunlight maggot off because it's annoying. Here he is.
Oh, we meet again. How many of you are there? You've come at the perfect time. I'm done with the looting. I'm a humble merchant now, and wondrous treasures have I, at a special price for you. There you are. Have a nice look at them. Oh, relax. No more funny business out of me, my friend. Yeah. Have you met that sunbathing Solaire? Believe me on this one, my love, he's a complete idiot. But he happens to be an awfully strong idiot. So just nod your head and keep him on your side.
Say that again, Patches.
Wait, have you met Petrus? That self-proclaimed cleric? Believe me on this one, my love. The man is scum. Don't you be fooled by his claims to do good. They're all the same, those rotten clerics.
He's actually bang on about that.
Boy, have you met Lautrec the Embraced? Believe me on this one, my love. He's completely mad. He wouldn't think twice about cutting somebody down. So watch out for him. Especially if you've humanity to spare.
He's right about that as well.
I'm done with the looting.
Okay. Patches is like a staple of From Software games. There's always a version of him in every FromSoft game. If it's in a different universe to Dark Souls, then then sometimes he's really different. But if it's, I think even in Bloodborne, it's the same character. Well, it's the same head of the character model, without spoiling too much for when we get to Bloodborne. So he sells a few decent things. The Canvas Talisman is really good. I think we might already have one, maybe. Crescent Axe is a really good weapon. We're gonna grab that. The Mace, we've already got one. And he sells. These are the 3 masks that can drop from that first boss in the catacombs. We got the Mask of the Child, but there's also the Mask of the Mother, which gives you more HP, and Mask of the Father, which slightly raises your equipment load. For what we probably won't use it, but for what it's worth, we'll get it. Sometimes it helps you out in a pinch. And then the Cleric set, which is okay. It's good defense. It just looks a bit weird. It's interestingly, it's the same set that those the two guards for Milady were wearing. Wonder where he got that from. But anyway, I digress. Let's see if we've got.
Good stuff, eh? Don't you forget who got it.
If we already have a canvas talisman, oh no, we've got a sunlight talisman anyway. So we're going to use that because obviously that's Solaire's talisman, and you know we've got to use Solaire's talisman because it's just right. Okay. So Patchy sells some stuff that he's robbed off people's corpses, but he also does speak the truth about the NPCs in the game. Although I disagree that Solaire is stupid, because Solaire is amazing, he's the best. And so now, well, first off, I'm going to rest. I'm going to go over to the travelling, what's his name? The guy who sells all the boss armor, see if there's anything from him that we need to buy. Early. Early. Oh my days, I can't get a parry. What is going on? See, you can play this game for eternity and still get stuff wrong. Still nerve-wracking, that jump. Hi, Shmai.
Hi, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
What, has he got any new boss armor as far as... No, he doesn't, not yet.
Well, that is a shame then. But come, not every trip. There'll be more in store for us.
Oh, he's down here now. That's nice. Oh no! We're gonna have to go back because we had like 80,000 souls. That could be quite useful. What I'm gonna do is two magic. Swap it. We're not really using the heal. In fact, we're not using the great magic barrier much either. Swap that out for homeward so we don't use a homeward bone when we come back. Because, as you might have guessed, our souls will be on that bridge, so we'll have to jump to them. So we still have a risky jump just to get them back. Alright, fireman, let's just sort this out, shall we? Shmai. Last bonfire rested might actually be... Oh no, we did rest here. Okay, cool. Okay, so there's a few bits and pieces we can probably do that I'm forgetting about, but what we are going to do is we're going to go to where's the fastest way to get there? Yeah, okay. We're going to go to Darkroot Basin again. So under Parish. I was just trying some Age of Empires. I'd seen someone, like a pro player, do a strategy whereby that he can beat at the. I've beaten the hard AI like 3 times maybe. He was doing this strategy where he can beat the hardest AI, which is there's hard, or in fact extreme AI I think it's called. So there's hard, then hardest, then extreme. And so with this strategy he beats the extreme AI like every time. I tried it and I didn't fail too badly, but I failed, and that against the hard AI, because I'm just terrible at that game. But so I was trying to do that, and I'm also trying to get a good PvP online game going, one that's interesting enough to be able to commentate over. But it's not happening. They're all really one-sided at the moment. I'm rarely the worst player. Sometimes I am, but I'm rarely the worst player in the game. But I like, there's always one or two, maybe two of the players in the game who are just, the skill level is just unbelievable compared to everybody else. So if it's like meme and it's one-sided, I don't mind that, I'll cast that. But if it's just kind of like everybody kind of builds their forces up and then one player kind of steamrollers everybody, I don't think it's that fun to watch. If it's a close game, then for sure I'll put an online game up. I really like playing it though, because I used to play it when I was a kid, even worse than I do now. Like, I'd be using cheats probably, but also I like games where I can have music on in the background when I'm playing. So strategy games are often the best for that kind of thing. Strategy games and driving games. Obviously I can't put the music on because copyright issues and YouTube and stuff. But Age of Empires is great for that as well, because you can select to record the games and then it'll play the game back. So I can play with all my tunes on, have a good time, and then when I've had a decent game, I can load it back up in Age of Empires. It'll kind of play the game again from my perspective, or from like a overall perspective, and then you can I can like commentate over it without any music. So I'm really excited actually, because there's Age of Empires 2 tournament on this week, starting tomorrow I believe. I think it will probably start in kind of probably about the time I get home from work, because it's being hosted in America I believe, and so they're kind of earlier on in the day will be my getting home from work time at about 5 o'clock, half past 5, something like that. So we're going to return here anyway. Back to the game at hand. I'm going to return to this place where we met Dusk from Ulasil, and if you remember, we picked up a key item. Here we go, broken pendant, which talks about Ulasil. A powerful magic can be sensed from this ancient stone, yet men of this time can neither manipulate nor sense its power, which has a distinct air consisting of both reverence and nostalgia. So when you pick this up in the Duke's Archives at the start, that allows you to access the DLC, which is through this portal here. So we're just going to go up and see what happens when we go to it. Sanctuary Garden. So, like I say, this is the start of the DLC. just think about that for a minute though. The DLC that you pay for, which is amazing by the way, it's really good content, the DLC in this game. Yeah, but the DLC that you pay for, you get access to after you've visited Duke's Archives, or at the start of Duke's Archives, which is, you can't visit until you get the Lord Vessel. So it's kind of like past halfway through the game, I suppose, until you can visit the DLC. I mean, it's only right because it's like a late game area, but still. It just amuses me. Okay, so we're straight into it with the boss. trying to cut his tail, by the way. Oh, yes! Hooray! So yeah, the reason it kind of takes so long to fight him is partly because there's not many opportunities to deal damage to him safely. That attack where he drops forward and has a like a what do you call it? There's like almost like a gust of wind comes out at you, and you roll to the side and you can punish him for that one. But other than that, a lot of the attacks that he does... Is that my throat? No, it's not. It's, it's a bird in the game. I thought I was wheezing then for a minute. Yeah, so there's not a lot of chances to do damage to him safely. But also, I was trying to get the tail cut, and getting around the back of him is not the easiest thing in the world safely. There was a couple of attacks where maybe I could have got it a little bit earlier, but I didn't feel like it was safe to go for. But anyway, so we're gonna rest at this here bonfire, and so that's your welcome to the DLC. And over here, there appears to be one of these giant mushrooms, but for some reason it's not attacking us. Talk to one of the mushrooms, you say? Okay.
Well, look at this one. From what faraway age hast thou come? Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. Thine aura is precisely as she described. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness, but Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval human. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more play the savior?
I reckon so.
Thank you. I am Elizabeth, guardian of this sanctuary. Something of a godmother to Princess Dusk. I shall assist thee to my utmost, for I am one with the sorceries of Urasil.
Very interesting. A lot to unpack there, really. But a couple of the main things, the thing that strikes you kind of immediately is, so we told before we come here by Dusk that this is a world of like kind of long ago. So we're in the past. Dusk has returned here from our time, and Dusk is obviously acquainted with this here mushroom, Elizabeth, and Dusk has told the mushroom of us. So time travel has evolved, or at least travel between different universes, maybe. But I think time travel's more accurate. And so that's the first really interesting thing about this place. It's from a different time, but also it hints at kind of where this is in the universe. I don't think it's ever confirmed, but if you look at the kind of our surroundings, and also we're talking to one of these mushroom characters, and there's two places in the game that we see these mushroom in the main game where we see these mushroom characters, and that's one of them is the main area we see them is in Darkroot Garden, or Darkroot Basin, I think Darkroot Garden, and then we do see a few at the base of the what's they called, the Great Tree, Ash Lake, the Great Hollow, but mainly we see them in Darkroot Garden, and this area is just super reminiscent of Darkroot Garden, and there's other kind of clues of that later on, so you can kind of potentially, like I say, it's never confirmed or anything, but you could maybe see this as being Darkroot Garden but in the past. So that's really interesting. But then also we have talk of this primeval human who snatched away Dusk, and which could be referring to the same creature that brought us here, snatched us, and brought us to this land of Ulasil. And what else was there? And she was saying something like, thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable, which is a super interesting sentence just in itself. So if humans, from that I gather that the scent of a human is usually intolerable. Is it something to do with our humanity, or or is it just literally we are human? It's just a lot of interesting stuff. They did a really good job with, like I say, with this DLC. Let's talk to her some more.
Thou shalt see further on, an abyss was begat of the ancient beast, and threatens to swallow the whole of Ulasil. Knight Artorius came to stop this, but such a hero has nary a murmur of dark. Without doubt he will be swallowed by the abyss, overcome by its utter blackness. Indeed, the abyss may be unstoppable. Still, I have faith that Princess Dusk may be rescued yet.
So now we have mention of Artorius, who, if you remember, is connected to Sif, Soul, the alarmingly cute great wolf that we had to slay to be able to traverse the abyss in the first place. But then we've got talk of the abyss as well here, because we've seen the abyss a couple of times, I think, in the main game. Once where we fought the 4 kings, and was there another time? Maybe just when we fought the 4 kings, actually. We know that there's this similar problem of the abyss, and there's that line there, Artorius has nary a murmur of dark. So by dark he can kind of link that with humanity, I guess. It's like this dark sprite kind of a thing. So he doesn't have enough humanity, or maybe it could just literally mean he's like he's an innocent, or he's like a valiant kind of human. So he doesn't have he doesn't have any kind of protection from experience of the dark side of things. But anyway, I digress. It's just such interesting. I love how vague everything is in the Souls series. It's what makes the lore so interesting. From what you can get of it, there's not a lot of it. Most of it's in item descriptions, but the dialogue from people is kind of so telling one way or another. It's really interesting. Has she got anything else to say?
Thou shalt see an abyss was begat of the ancient beast. Knight Artorius came without doubt he will be indeed still.
So we've got to rescue Dusk again. So what can we can buy some gold pine resin here, which we'll buy all the gold pine resin we can get, because gold pine resin is the business. We've got repair and Ulasil library catalyst. So pretty much everything that Dusk sold plus pine resin, which is cool.
May the flames guide thee.
May the flames guide thee. So yeah, again, just super interesting area, super interesting lore. I believe there's an item somewhere amongst all these graves, would you say? Is that it there? I see a little, like something shining. No, that's just a part of the light on a tree. Okay. Maybe I'm mistaken, I don't know. I thought there was an item somewhere amongst all this. Oh, here we go. Humanity. Nice. So, just from... it's a strong start to a DLC. Run into a boss, then run into some of the most curious dialogue we've had in the entire game. I think when I first bought... Yes, because this was the first copy of Dark Souls that I got on PC. And it's the Prepare to Die edition, which has the DLC bundled with it. So I've never played the game without the DLC, so it kind of, I don't know if it did feel like a complete game before, or if it felt like maybe there's something missing. I don't know, because I can't have that perspective, because first time I experienced it, it was with it. But it adds so much to the story, and I can't really imagine playing it without the DLC. But anyway, there's plenty of really interesting and difficult bosses coming up, and some cool areas, and just some interesting lore as well to be had in the DLC. So and we'll call it a day for today, and next time we shall start exploring the meat of the DLC. Alright, thanks for joining us again. It's a pleasure to do these as always, and see you in the next day. Alright, bye, 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 bye. We need to do something. Bye.